All right, everybody, this is SAFC Fans React with myself, Shaun Middleton, and also Matthew Lead. Breaking news about 20 minutes ago, it was that Sunderland, the takeover, which has been going on for quite some time now. It was on Christmas Eve. We had that official statement by the club on Christmas Eve that it was with the EFL checks. Well, today we can confirm via the club and on the official Twitter page as well, SAFC Twitter page, that the takeover has been completed, and Kirill Louis-Dreyfus is now the majority shareholder and the chairman and the owner of the football club going forward. We're not sure yet what the percentage is, but I think Kirill Louis-Dreyfus has got 60% of the club. I think so. Tommy's got 20. Donald has got 14, I think, and Meffin 6. I think it's fantastic news. I think the stumbling block it appears to be now that the loan of FPP, Matthew, I think that was maybe the stumbling block. I think earlier on, before this got announced, I sent you via WhatsApp and the message at the public houses had confirmed that the loan had been cleared. I think once that had been cleared, I think it was. As I was saying to you, I think when it's going to happen very, very soon, and then literally half an hour later, it happened. What's your initial thoughts, Matthew, of this long saga of the takeover? Now it's finally been cleared by the AFL.
Yeah, it's been imminent for a long time, hasn't it? Now it's finally done, and I haven't even really had a chance to even read the statement yet because I was just trying to get straight on here, and obviously we get this reaction, so I can just read it out again. So the Sunderland AFC today received approval from the English Football League for Kirill Louis-Dreyfus to acquire a controlling interest in the club, signalling the start of a new era on Weir's side. Louis-Dreyfus also becomes the club's new chairman with immediate effect, with Stuart Donald, Juan Sartori, Charlie Methvin, each retaining a minority shareholding. Stuart Donald said, "I am delighted to welcome Kirill Louis-Dreyfus to the club as our new chairman and controlling shareholder. Kirill's commitment, acumen and integrity convinced us to accept his proposal. His vision and desire to bring success back to Sunderland was obvious from the outset, and his bid is the one that we feel gives the club the best chance of long-term success and sustainability." Well, what I see from that is Stuart Donald was a big fan of KLD, clearly. And when you had other people like what was his name? William Story. That's the one. I kept wanting to call him Rich Energy I couldn't remember his name there. I mean he launched a bid of £45 million, but maybe KLD had the club's best interest at heart, really. And the amount of times we've actually heard that, but maybe it's taken a little bit longer. It's happened after the January transfer window, so there isn't too much I think KLD can do, but he is here, and we actually have it in writing here from the club. He has taken over, and we've been waiting a long time to actually hear this. So it's good now. It's finally happened.
Yeah. It's a long saga, it's been going on for months. I mean, like I said earlier on, Christmas Eve, and we got that fantastic news that was with the EFL checks. Everybody's wondering what's going on because it's been we're in February now. February the 18th, I think it is. And it's like people's going 6 weeks, it's a long time. 7, well, maybe even longer, but these things do take time. They've got to, I think that the thing that happened to Bolton Wanderers and Bury, clubs went under. Well, Bury went under, and Bolton was very close. I think they've got to do these checks, and they've got to make sure they search every avenue. Matthew, I mean, what you were saying earlier on there, I mean, about William Story with a £45 million bid. I think Stuart Donald, he was never going to sell the full shares. His full shares. I think it was always going to be just somebody else take it over. And because he didn't have the money to take us forward, let's be honest, he wanted to come in, do a quick flip round, promotion, and then sell the club. It didn't work out, so that's why he's sort of struggled last couple of seasons with the money, just trying to keep us. That's why he got a loan of FPP to try and just bank us on getting promoted. But thankfully, that was paid off. That's when that's out the window now, and KLD and the salary cap, that's scrapped as well. So. Even if we are in this division next season, which I don't want to be, I don't want to, I want to get up this division, but at least the salary cap's off there now, and we can spend beyond our means. I mean, that's what the whole point of the financial fair play thing was, to spend beyond your means. You can't put Sunderland on the same wage structure as not being disrespectful to Rochdale, Accrington, Stanley, Northampton. It's just not. It's not possible, Matthew, but I think it's fantastic news for the football club. It's great news. I mean, yesterday, we've got the Wembley again, and there's going to be no supporters in the stadium. But today, it's confirmed. It's been signed off. It's a new era now with KLD, and let's just hope he's got the right men behind him and make the right decisions going forward, Matthew.
Yeah, I mean, a question for you, Shaun. Were you are you pleased? Do you think KLD was the best option, the best buyer for the club?
Well, I mean, we don't really know. I mean, he's got his family's got history of owning football clubs. His mum is she's a multi-billionaire. She's worth about 8 to 10 billion. If we can somehow get her involved when we eventually do get back to the Premier League, then you've got back in there. I mean, he's got £2 billion in a trust fund. He looks like he's 23-year-old. He's young. He looks like he's hungry. He looks like he wants to get this club back to where it should be, and that's the Premier League. I know you're saying, well, is that the right choice? I mean, William Storey he told us the people that was behind him, he would have been getting on board. But I mean, and that's history now. It didn't happen. Would that have been better for the club? We don't know. We're just going to get behind KLD now, and let's hope that he can make the right decisions and not the wrong ones of what his predecessor Stuart Donald did. He made just too many wrong decisions at the wrong times, and let's hope KLD's got the right men behind him.
So Stuart Donald, what's he doing now at the club? He's still got a small stake, but he's completely stepped down. Yeah,
Stuart, as announced, the club announced there. Obviously, Sartori, Stuart Donald, and obviously Charlie Methven, they'll retain a minority share within the club. But we knew that was going to happen. Donald was never going to sell all of his shares because he's waiting for his big payday when we get back to the Premier League. He won't cash in even when we get back to the Championship. He'll wait until we get back to the Premier League. And that's when, if KLD wants to go for it in the Premier League, or he wants to, he took us so far, and somebody else, other multi-billionaire can come in who's got more money, who's got, can compete. Then Donald will sell the rest of his shares. That's when he was never going to sell all of his shares. Stuart Donald, let's be honest. I think he's retained. I think Sartori's retained 20%. I think Donald 14 and Methven 6. So them three will just cash in when we get back to the Premier League, whenever that is, and then Donald will get his payday. He'll get the big payday through this, but he'll get his bigger payday when we get back to the Premier League.
Yeah, so obviously KLD is more of a long-term choice, isn't he? Because he's 23 years old or something like that. And we've never really seen anything like this before, have we? Where we've seen someone so young take over such a big football club. Are you confident about even his age and everything? Have you still got confidence in him?
It's a tricky one. I mean, you've got to give the guy a chance. He obviously announced Speakman as the new director of football. I think that was a big decision. I'm not sure if it was whose choice it was for Lee Johnson, the appointment of Lee Johnson, but I think he must have had some sort of say if they knew this was going on in the background. I think he must have had some say going forward. And I think Lee Johnson looks like I've always said when he was at Bristol City, he was a good manager, but obviously here it's a massive club, it's a massive opportunity, and if you can get the backing and then gets the right scouts in, and like you say, Speakman, if he gets the right people in and the right players in, then it's everything's in place now. But it's only time will tell. He's 23 years old. It's a people could say it's a bit of a risk, but it's a risk worth taking. He's got the money behind him, and like you say, with the salary cap gone now, that's a massive plus for Sunderland going forward, because we will not be restricted of what we can spend. We can spend beyond our means, whatever we make in sponsorship, season ticket sales, merchandise, etc. We can spend that, and that was a big thing for me, the salary cap. But let's give the guy a chance. He's got a background. His dad had owned Marseille, and there was a Belgian club they also had. He's got plenty of money for this division, and even in the Championship, let's be honest. But once you get back to the Premier League, you need to be a multi-billionaire to compete in there. That's where Sunderland should be, competing at the top end of the Premier League.
Yeah, and I think these people as well know football, and you sort of ask yourself, when Ellis Short came to the club, yeah, he was a billionaire, but what did he really know about football? And you can see with KLD and his family there, they have a history of being involved in football clubs. As you said earlier, with Marseille and a Belgium club as well. So it's good that they've actually got this history, running football clubs, so they know what to expect and what challenges to face.
Yeah, that was the problem with. He's not on the head there, Matthew. But that was the problem with Ellis Short. He employed the wrong people at the wrong time. He didn't really have a great knowledge of the game. He come in and yes, he had the money, but it's all right having the money, but you need somebody who can make the right decisions. And Ellis Short didn't make the right decisions. He employed the wrong people at the wrong time, and that's why we're probably ultimately find ourselves in the current predicament where we are in League One. I mean, ultimately, I always say that Ellis Short was to blame because we went down to that division in the first place. But we've been in this league 3 seasons now, and that's not Ellis Short's fault. That lies with Stuart Donald and his wrong decisions, poor bringing the wrong players in and not doing the right things at the right time. Employing Jack Ross, that was an absolute disaster waiting to happen for me. And people say we're 1 kick away from getting promoted. Yeah, we were, but with that squad we had, Matthew, in that first season, if Lee Johnson had that squad, or even Phil Parkinson, we would have walked that league. So that was his biggest mistake. Stuart Donald's biggest mistake was employing Jack Ross, and he paid for it. And I mean, he's still going to make a lot of money out of this, Matthew. Let's be honest. Yeah, Ellis cleared all the debt. All the debt's clear. The club's in a good position, even through the pandemic. It's in a good position. So the future's bright, and the future's KLD. That's the way forward now. KLD.
Well, you know what stands out to me, Shaun, is the people taking over. Obviously, Stuart, you could say, when people say Stuart Donald and Charlie Methven brought an initial feel-good factor, because they came into the club and they were suddenly doing all these podcasts and they were turning up to different shows and interacting with the fans, something the previous chairman didn't ever do. And then that was all good and well. And then the supporters, what's section? The supporters like that. But then the thing is with Stuart Donald and Charlie Methven is they were running Eastleigh. Now, Eastleigh compared to Sunderland are completely two different clubs. And although they may be football people, they're not. I've said it so many times before. They're not suited to owning a big football club. They're not, because you can't do the same things that you can do at Eastleigh at Sunderland. You can't say in a meeting, our fans don't know anything about business. You can get away with that at Eastleigh. You can't get away with that at a club like Sunderland. And now with KLD and his family, they are suited to owning a massive football club. And here they are, just bought Sunderland. Yeah,
it's a good point. I mean, just going back to what you said, Matthew, I think Stuart Donald and Methven, they come in and they've done all these podcasts and they changed the seats and it was all a front, because the staff, they thought in their heads, look, they've talked about this, they negotiated the debt. I mean, Ellis Short cleared all the debt. They had 2 years more of the parachute payments, so they knew that all that. Yeah. We'll come in, we'll do it, we'll say the right things, we'll talk to the supporters and have the meetings with them, and we'll do all this, we'll change the seats, we'll get in the good books. When in the back of the mind, they know it's all about money. It was all about money with them too. And they said, we'll not be here, we'll not outstay our welcome, we'll be here 1 season and we'll just see we couldn't afford to run the club in the championship. And that's what it was. They come in, they do all these sit downs, all the podcasts and stuff, lovely having drinks with the supporters. But ultimately, it was all about money. And when the field getting promoted in that first season, that's when it all hit them in the face. And that's when they knew, what do we do here? Well, they didn't know what to do. They didn't have a backup plan, because they were adamant they would have gotten promoted in that first season. And obviously it backfired. And that's why we've been struggling the last couple of seasons, because we haven't brought the right players in. And as you see, Stuart Donald was at Eastleigh, owner of Eastleigh. How can you go from owning a club like Eastleigh to own a club like Sunderland? That's just like, it's when he first come in, I went, who is this guy, Stuart Donald? I went, who is he? Where's he come from? And they said Eastleigh. I was like, oh God, there you go.
Yeah.
I was still willing to give the guy a chance. I mean, but ultimately, it's been nothing but an absolute car crash as his time as the Sunderland owner. It's been a disaster. And for me, he's lied constantly. He's lied to the supporters. He's lied to everybody really about certain things. And it's sad that it didn't work out. But ultimately he wasn't good enough, and I'm glad he's now just a minority shareholder, and he won't call the shots anymore. And KLD, he's got a good family of football, good family background of football. So let's hope that he can bring a couple of other people on board. I think his brother was going to come on board as well, and let's hope they're ambitious and they want to get us back to the Premier League and they want to compete. But it's a great day for the people of Sunderland. It's a great day for Sunderland Football Club, because now Stuart Donald, the disaster that was Stuart Donald, he's gone now, and he's gone. He's still lingering in the background, but he won't call the shots anymore. And Lee Johnson and KLD and Speakman, let's hope they can do the right decisions going forward, Matthew.
Well, yeah, as we say, we've got a young manager. We've got a young chairman. These guys are hopefully going to be with us for a long time, and they're good at the moment. They can only get better. Lee Johnson can only get more experience and become a better manager. We can build something, and we have it here. I think Stuart Donald and Methven, they were a short-term plan. As you say, they came in the first season, got us promoted, and they're off. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. They came in saying Dortmund model, this and that and whatever. Yeah. They just come in, get the club promoted. It nearly worked. It nearly did. How we didn't get promoted the first season with all those games in hand.
Jack Ross.
That's down to the manager and the players. That is, you could say Jack Ross. He did things before the seasons even started. Like, he made Honeyman captain before we even kicked a ball. He made so many like decisions. They never reversed them. They never changed them. They're all very stuck in their ways. And now, Charlie Methven's had to run away, and Stuart Donald's deleted his Twitter, and he's had to lock himself up in his house. And I don't know. I think they've brought it upon themselves, really. But they've done the right. I think what we can say is that at least now they've done the right thing, and they found someone who's going to take us forward. And at least they've realised that. And I can give Stuart Donald a little bit of credit, where he isn't just staying here for the fun of it and waiting until we get promoted out of League One. Like, he has actually gone forward and found someone to get the club and become the majority shareholder. So fair play to them. Fair play to them for that. But we hope we never have to see them ever again. We'll just see how it goes. But the future is bright. Young people involved in the club, and the sky's the limit. Really, everything's all looking good.
The future's bright. The future's KLD. That's an early one. And like the way you got to look at Matthew, I mean, it's a monumental day. It's a historical day for Sunderland Football Club. It's been going on for quite some time. Even on the Sun supporters are panicking and saying, "What's happened?" There's obviously a problem. I think what it is now with the AFL checks, they've got to get everything right because of what happened to Bury and what nearly happened to Bolton. There's too many clubs going under, and I think the AFL, full respect to them, they've researched every avenue, and I think maybe it's that the loan of FPP today that was announced, that was cleared. Maybe that was a stumbling block, and I think maybe when that was announced the day by Mark Donnelly of the Sunderland Echo, and also Phil Smith of the Sunderland Echo as well. When they announced that, I think it was inevitable that soon the AFL was going to sign it off, and it was going to be cleared. But it's a long saga, and yes, it's been going on for quite some time. But it's a great ending to the saga, and like we say, it's KLD's the new majority shareholder now. He's the chairman. He will call the shots. Donald won't have a say anymore, thankfully. Thankfully, guys, I see that it's been a disaster. His ownership of this football club, and I'll always look back and say, well, the worst finishes in our club's history was through Stuart Donald. You can't say the players weren't at fault as well, but he brings the players in. He brought the manager in. He brought Jack Ross in. Massive mistake. I mean, now was Parkinson the right manager as well. I think looking at now, I think you probably see it wasn't the right decision bringing Parkinson either. So that was he appointed them two managers, but it's over now. Today's the dawn of a new era. We just need to forget about the past. I'll definitely won't bring Stuart Donald anymore. He's got a majority shareholder in the club, but he's for me, he's gone now. Well, all but gone. And it's all KLD and get the right players in the summer, whether it be in this division or whether it be in the championship. Fingers crossed it's in the championship, but let's be honest, even if we stay in this division, yes, it's unacceptable, but you can't blame KLD. He's just come in. Let's get behind him in the summer if it's in this division, and let's hope he can bring the right players in and we can get out this league. Well, let's hope we can do it this season, in fact. But if we do, it's not Lee Johnson's fault and it's not KLD's fault. Give them a summer and give them time to implement their style in the club, and let's hope we can get out this division as soon as possible, Matthew.
Yeah, he's not someone who's given us a little bit of an investment here and there. He's not someone who's just given us a loan. He's coming in to run this club, and that's going to be his main job now. And for someone so young, I think 20, 30, 40, 50 years, he's going to look back on his life and think, I was the person to get that massive club out of this league and get them back into the Premier League. I was that man. He can go to bed and and just think I was that man to turn the club around. So let's hope he is. So good luck to him.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great day. I mean, we've all got to, after yesterday, the semi-final, the Papa John's Trophy, getting to Wembley again. There's going to be no supporters that day down Wembley, which is it's such a Sunderland. Typical Sunderland thing to happen. We'll play Tranmere Rovers on the 14th of March. We'll probably win, and there'll be no supporters in the stadium. That's just unbelievable. I put a tweet earlier on. 85 Milk Cup final against Norwich, 1990 playoffs against Swindon, 92 against Liverpool, 98 against Charlton in the playoffs, 2014 League Cup against Man City, 2019 Portsmouth Cheshire final, and then the playoffs in 2019 against Charlton. It's Wembley's a horrible place for us, but. Maybe the tide of bad luck's going to change now. And KLD, he's the owner now, and it's hopefully it's good times ahead, Matthew.
Well, yeah, let's hope so. And I got very excited last night. Where both time when White scored and when Ledbetter scored the winning penalty in the shootout, I did get a little bit excited. But it's what it's all about, really, isn't it? But what was I going to say? I spent sort of the season thinking, if we got Wembley with no fans, I wouldn't really care as long as we get to win. It wouldn't really bother me as much. But now we're actually going there. I'm thinking, such a shame that we're not going to be there. Now I'm actually it's hitting me a little bit. I will be, obviously, if restrictions are lifted, I will be there at Trafalgar Square the night before because it isn't too far. I will be there. And maybe I might be the only Sunderland fan there, but I certainly will be there. So yeah, anyone else who's going as well, then we'll stand on Nelson's columns and sing some songs. But yeah, fantastic achievement, and also KLD as well. I know he hasn't really had a part to play in it, but if we go to Wembley and he sees us win, at Wembley in the first season of him being the chairman, then he's gonna think we're off to a good start here, and this is just the beginning, and we're only going to push on and get better. So fingers crossed.
Well said. Anyway, that's about it. You see it earlier on, breaking news. That was Sunderland was that received approval from the AFL for Kirill Louis-Dreyfus to acquire a controlling interest in the club, signalling the start of a new era on Wayside. Louis-Dreyfus also becomes the new chairman with immediate effect. That's the breaking news in Sunderland, that Kirill Louis-Dreyfus is the takeovers went through. It's been cleared by the AFL, and it's fantastic news. So thanks for everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. That'd be very much appreciated. Stay safe, and let's hope this is a sign of a great times ahead for Sunderland Football Club.